Yo guys, how's it going? OG Kish back with a brand new video. Today I'm going to be talking about a 165-pound division and if it would be good or bad for the UFC and other divisions, just the UFC in total. But I mean, we're going to start off by talking about the fights that would come out of a 165-pound division. Now we would have the lightweight division and the welterweight division basically combined into one, which would honestly create some amazing fights. It would create a lot of hype. It would bring some new hype, I guess you could say, to the divisions. It would bring some new hype to the UFC. Obviously, a new champion, a new division, a new top 15, all that great stuff. It would bring in new fighters from not just a 165-pound division, but it would change the lightweight division and the welterweight division as well. Everybody's going to want to hop on something like that. Everybody's going to want to be the next champion in that brand new division. It would be pretty hype to begin with. And that's the thing that everybody wants. Everybody just wants to see crazy fights go down, and that's not a bad thing. But the problem with the 165-pound division is that it would probably ruin the welterweight division as a whole, and it would have to change, and a lot of other divisions would have to change just for something like that to come in, which really, I mean, I don't know how much the other divisions would change, but I don't think it's a good idea. The greatest thing I saw about a 165-pound division was maybe a possible Grand Prix where they just say, okay, this is like a catch weight Grand Prix kind of thing. Okay, here are the weights you have to make. 165 is the total, and whatever would be the lowest. I personally do not think it's ever going to happen as long as Dana White's sitting at the top, because he personally said himself it's not going to happen. I really do think it will ruin the welterweight division, because 165, it's 156 to 170. So 165 is already in the welterweight division. There's some fighters that can't make that division. There's some fighters that have issues cutting to 155 and lower. So I don't know what the whole hype up is about this, other than that we would get some insane fights, and that's really it. Doing it as like a put your foot down, doing it as a flat out division, it would change a lot in the UFC. A lot of divisions would have to move up in weight, mainly the middleweight, and then the light heavyweight, and then heavyweight, and then who knows what would happen to the lightweight and welterweight division, because when you combine the two, basically everybody is going to want to fight in that division. Everybody's going to want to be the new champion. Everybody's going to want to be top 15. Everybody's going to want to be the next person to get the belt shot, or the shot for the belt shot, the shot for the title. It would create a lot of controversy, but at the same time, it would create a breath of fresh air for the UFC. It would create a brand new division, obviously. We would get a lot of insane fights, a ton of insane fights. If we had basically the lightweight and welterweight division connected as one almost, it would be ridiculous. But I don't see it coming. I don't see it happening like ever as long as Dana White's at the top. It's not really practical, you know what I mean? To add one division to then change up every other division just for that one division doesn't seem practical. Welterweight already has 165 as part of it. It's 156 to 170. So adding a 165 division, I feel like personally would destroy the welterweight division. It's one of those things you're sitting there going, okay, we get a brand new champion, top 15 changes for all three of those divisions. Obviously, the brand new division, we have no fighters in that division, so everybody's going to want to hop in on that, especially lightweight and welterweight. We could even get a champ versus champ fight, Khabib versus Usman, which would be the current matchup. Depending on if Colby Covington beats Usman, that would be the next matchup against Khabib. If that's what they wanted to do, obviously. If they just wanted to throw in a brand new matchup from the top one guys, or whatever, the top five, or whatever the hell you want to do. It could be good. It could be really, really, really bad, and it could backfire, and we could not lose, but I feel like it would anger a lot of fighters, but it would bring in a lot of new fighters. It would bring in, like I said, a whole new division. All the top 15s would change in those three divisions constantly, because you would have fighters hopping back and forth like fucking grasshoppers between the divisions. It would be very interesting to start, okay? And once the division finally settles down and settles in and we know who's the champion, we know who possibly the top 15 is, the hype would probably go away for the most part, unless they can continue to put the most insane matchups ever on, which it's very possible with the two divisions they currently have. Top 15s are completely stacked, insanely stacked. Literally, those are probably the two most sought after divisions right now in the UFC, at least in my opinion. Those two divisions have the best top 15 names. If you want me to read them off, I can, but I'm not going to because I'm not reading off 30 names. You understand the point, though, guys. It's one of those divisions where it basically ruins the welterweight division, and it could ruin the middleweight, it could ruin the light heavyweight, and possibly even the heavyweight division, because everything's going to have to move up, even if it's just by like 5 pounds. 5 pounds is a big difference. And I don't know, guys. A lot of people love the idea of a 165 division, other than Dana White, obviously, but I personally do not think it would be a good idea. It would be good at the moment. It would be one of those things that is super hype when it first comes up and it first pops up. Everyone's like, oh, it's happening. Oh, we're going to see Tony Ferguson versus fucking, I don't know, whoever, or we're going to see Justin Gaethje, or we're going to see Donald Cerrone. Like, it would be insanely hype at first. And it would bring in a ton of new fighters for that division, bring in a ton of new fighters for all three. I've said this probably 800 times already. I just don't think it's a good idea. Not currently. They would have to plan it out. They would have to do, not some research, but for lack of a better word, some research to not mess up every single other division. Because that's what that would do. A 165-pound division would screw up a lot of other things. And who knows, guys? Who knows if that is the way to go? I personally don't think it is. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. This is a quick video. If you guys liked it, like it. Sub if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video, boys. Peace.